9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Discussing everything about the afterlife and spirit world. Coming to you all the way from Ireland, it's Sandy Byrne.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Life After Life with me, Sandy Byrne. And Happy New Year to everybody. If you're listening to this at the time that it's been released, I'm releasing this on the 1st of January 2025. So I hope that you all had a merry and peaceful Christmas and that you're looking forward to the new year. I'm sure we've all made our New Year's resolutions. And that's what this episode is going to be about. I want to talk a little bit about the numerology around the year 2025. Okay, now a lot of you will have heard the term numerology and don't necessarily understand it. Numerology is one of the oldest ways of foretelling the future. Okay, it's been used continuously for more than 2,000 years. There is a huge, there's a big numerology chart that I do for people. I use part of it, the forecasting tool, when I'm doing psychic readings. But, you know, numerology is in everything. And as I say, it's different to horoscopes, because horoscopes tell you, you know, what's going to happen, what you're to do at any given time. Numerology tells you what's high in your energy, you know, when is the right time to do things, you know, when you should introduce change, all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't tell you exactly what you need to be doing or what's going to happen. So it is different to a horoscope. Okay, and that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the energy around the 2025 and what it means for you. Okay, so the universal year, so the number that affects everybody for the year 2025 is the number 9. So 2025 has a universal year of 9. So the 9 year is the final year of a cycle. Okay, this current cycle began back in 2017. Okay, each cycle covers a 9-year period. Now, when we talk about the universal year, this is different to our personal year number. Okay, the universal year number affects everyone collectively, but I'll talk a little bit more in a minute about how it affects you personally, okay, about your personal years. So firstly, the 9 year is a year where we wrap things up and we come to terms with the changes that we've gone through over the past 8 years. Okay, and come to terms too with the people that we've become, because we're different people now than we were back in 2017. And even though you may feel inclined to make big promises for the new year, do not put yourself under pressure to introduce big changes for 2025. It's better to take stock of where you are, to release any negativity that you've been holding on to, and to purge whatever you have in your life right now that's not working for you. Okay, you need to prepare yourself for the inevitable changes that will begin in 2026 with the one universal year. Okay, so the 9 universal year gives us an opportunity to detox our lives of anything that no longer suits us, be it jobs, relationships, habits, whatever it is. Okay, now I'm not asking you to let go of everything in your life right now. Okay, don't start off the year by dumping your partner, quitting your job, selling your house. Okay, don't just jump into everything. Change is gradual, and it can be and should be gradual. The idea here is that you're clearing energy so that you can welcome new opportunities and experience into your life over the coming years. So, you know, while we can acknowledge that the 9 year is the end of a cycle, it doesn't mean that everything in our lives has to end. All you're asked is to be open to things coming to a natural conclusion. Don't try to hold on to people or to experiences that they're naturally leaving your life. Things come and go, things ebb and flow, okay? And it's actually quite the contrary. The idea is that, you know, in the 9 year that you feel a natural sense of completion and satisfaction to the point where you feel comfortable of letting go of excesses, okay? And, you know, if you just think about it, like imagine how much better you'll feel when you stop spending all of your energy on the areas of your life that aren't working for you anymore, and you learn to direct your energy to new opportunities, new lessons, new challenges that will undoubtedly come in 2016. 2026. I'm talking about 2016. I'm 10 years out. So we will undoubtedly get new opportunities, lessons and challenges in 2026. I can't believe, guys, we're in 2025 and we're looking forward to 2026. My life is flashing before my eyes. Now, before I go into your personal year numbers, okay, it's also important that I highlight a little anomaly that's happening for us in 2025. Okay, because while we do have the universal year number of 9, okay, and we will talk about your personal year numbers in a minute, I also need to acknowledge that the year is opening with a hidden, or you can call it a hidden universal year or a shadow universal year number. And there will be several throughout the year. Okay, I'm not going to go into them all because I don't want to confuse you. But there is a master hidden number for 2025. Okay, and this is the most significant shadow universal number of 2025 as it influences the first day of the new year, the 1st of January 2025. And this number is 11. And 11 is a master number when it comes to numerology. Okay, and interestingly, when it comes to the year 2025, you know, we have the universal year number of 9, we have the master year number of 11, but we also have a prominent angel number for 2025, and that number is also 11. And this is hugely important because the angelic universal year number is deeply connected to the messages that we will receive from the universe. So this means that we as individuals will be encouraged to enhance our connection with the spiritual and the angelic world throughout 2025. And you know, the angelic number 11 also helps us to make the right decisions at the right time. And this is really important, isn't it? The timing of your decisions. Okay, so let's discuss the master number 11 for just a little minute, okay? Because it's both a shadow universal year number and also an angelic universal year number for 2025. So it's a bit of an anomaly there. So as I said already, when it comes to numerology, the number 11 is a master number. The number 11 is the number of illumination. It encourages a focus on growth and enlightenment, you know, particularly for people to come together more to work towards a more harmonious future. Therefore, we should expect people to become more aware of their mindfulness and their mental health in 2025, as well as looking beyond the material things in life to find more meaning in our everyday lives. Okay, so we're not going to be as caught up with the material in 2025, or at least we shouldn't be. Under the number 11, people will feel more inclined to lean into the collective power of inspiration, and therefore will begin to think outside of the norms. Okay, thinking outside of the box, if you like. We can expect breakthroughs in many things this year, you know, not only for ourselves in our everyday lives, but also in the greater scheme of things, you know, such as breakthroughs in technology, sustainable practices, you know, anything bigger, art, things on a global, international scale. Okay. And because the number 11 brings a heightened sensitivity, you will find that people join global movements relating to compassion and greater good, you know, such as environmental issues, but also diplomacy and addressing conflicts and differences. If you actually think about the number 11, and it's made up of 2 ones, okay, you know, when I studied numerology years ago, we studied the science of numbers and the history behind where they come from. And, you know, the number 1 came from man, you know, man standing alone, or woman, doesn't matter. Somebody standing alone, okay, we were independent. But then we found mates. Okay, Adam found Eve. Okay, everybody found a mate, and the 2 ones came together and made the 2. Okay, but when you think of the 11, you have the 2 ones together, and this demonstrates a balancing energy, and this energy encourages harmony where there once was conflict. Okay, so I'm hoping for great things, you know, for world peace, or at least a lessening of the conflict that we have in the world at the moment. So now we have a universal year number of 9 and the shadow universal year number of 11 and the angelic year number of 11. Let's delve into your personal year numbers so that we can look at the specific changes or challenges that you can expect to experience in 2025. Okay, so to get your personal year number, you take your date of birth, but you replace the year of your birth with 2025. Okay, so for example, if you were born on May the 20th, 1983, you change that to May the 20th, 2025. And if you were born on December 19th, 1992, for example, then you would change that to December 19th, 2025. And then you take all the individuals of your 2025 birthday and add them together. Okay, now I know this is a little confusing, and if you're listening to the podcast and finding it confusing, I will put the video of this episode on my YouTube channel, and I'll put up a graphic of how I'm doing this calculation. Okay, I'll put a link to the YouTube video in the show notes attached. So if we take the first example I gave of a May the 20th birthday, so we would add all the individual digits of that birthday, okay, with the 2025 year, not your actual year of birth. So we'd add all the digits together. Okay, so we're taking the example of May the 20th birthday. So you would write that as the 20th of the 5th, 2025. Okay, so your equation would be to add all the individual digits together. So 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5. So you're adding all the individual digits. And that equals 16. Now with numerology calculations, we always reduce every calculation down to a single digit. So when you get 16, you'll then add the 1 and the 6 together and you get the number 7. So for this example, your personal year number for 2025 would be the number 7. Okay, so let's have a look at the second example that I gave, okay, which was December the 19th. So a December the 19th birthday for 2025 would be 19th of the 12th, 2025. So your equation is to add all those individual digits together. So you'd have 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5. In this case, they add up to 22. Then you reduce it to a single digit, you add the 2 plus 2 and you'll get 4. So your personal year number for 2025 would be the number 4. Okay, so again, if you're listening on the podcast audio and you find it difficult, I will put a graphic up on the video on YouTube. Okay, or if you're a member of my Patreon, which you can join for free, you will get these videos 24 hours earlier than the general release of the podcast, and I put up the video for the Patreon subscribers or members. Okay, so pause this audio for a second and work out your personal year number for 2025, and then come back and I will go through the meaning for each number. Okay, so let's start with the ones. The 1 is always a good place to start. Okay, so if you're a personal year number 1 for 2025, okay, you have to kind of think differently. We spoke earlier about the 9-year being a year of completion. Okay, but if your personal year number is a 1 for 2025, you're being given a special pass to start anew in 2025. Okay, so we talked about, not necessarily starting anything new about completion, but if you have the number 1, you're being asked to focus on yourself without thinking about being selfish. Okay, in fact, you have special permission to be selfish in 2025. Not be selfish to the detriment of others. Okay, this just means that you should put your own needs and desires above your need to be of service to everyone around you. However, you need to be especially mindful of anything that you are starting this year, or anything or anyone that you are allowing to enter your life this year. Be it friends, romantic relationships, career changes, hobbies, traveling, whatever. Because anything new that you welcome into your life this year will have long-ranging effects on your life for the next 9 years. Okay, so do give a lot of consideration before you start something new. Everything you do this year should be an individual decision from your own heart, but it should also be done in your own time for your own reasons. Don't allow yourself to be influenced by others this year. It's important for you to assert your individuality in 2025. Okay, so that's our ones. Now, if your personal year number is number 2 for 2025, then you've already had your opportunity to put yourself first during 2024. And as we move into 2025, you're moving into a year of cooperation, where you find a balance between what works not only for you, but how it works for or affects the people around you at the same time. Now, I know that this won't be possible all of the time, but this year is an opportunity for you to be more diplomatic with your interactions with other people and to find balance in all things. Okay, now you're not expected to limit your life this year, nor are you expected to ask the permission of others before you take on anything new. But you're being asked to slow down and to be mindful of others when making decisions. Respect and consider the input of those around you. After all, they're the ones that know you well. Okay? And the science of the number 2 focuses on the expansion of the individual to take the energy of others on board. So the lesson for 2025 for my 2s is about peace and harmony. Now, moving on to my 3s, okay? If you have a personal year of 3 for 2025, then you've just come through your 2 personal year. So last year you may have felt limited, like you had to wait for others to catch up and get with the program. But this year you'll feel lighter, and the emphasis is on experiencing the joy of living. Do not turn down social invitations. Enjoy friendships. Lead an active social life. Enjoy yourself without always worrying about responsibility. Welcome new people into your life, and be more social this year, because this will allow you to expand your social circle and even meet people who will have a positive influence on your life for some time to come. Self-improvement and developing your creative talents will be hugely beneficial to the 3s this year. Be warned though, okay? If you're a 3 personal year, you need to handle your emotions carefully. Don't waste your energy. Self-indulgence or extravagance will negatively impact your experience of 2025. Now, moving on to the number 4s, okay? If you're a 4, you'll find that a lot of hard work is necessary this year to build on the changes you've brought into your life over the last couple of years. This year you will fine-tune everything to give yourself a solid base on which to stand over the coming years. Meet your obligations in both work and personal life in 2025, and you will find yourself frustrated with work and family life. And you will feel at times like your obligations are never ending. However, you will find balance. You will. Don't forget about the social aspect of life. After all, the saying, all work and no play makes you a dull person, or Jack a dull boy in particularly. So in 2025, you need to consciously make time for fun. Don't leave it to chance. Otherwise, you're going to get to the end of the year and you'll look back and realise that you got so caught up in work and responsibility that you forgot to enjoy yourself. Be logical when it comes to financial decisions this year. You have the opportunity here to lay the foundation for your future. So be economical with finances in 2025. The 4s, you also need to be mindful of your health during this year. Now, my 5s, waiting patiently. Okay, for 5s, the emphasis is both on change and freedom. Last year, you concentrated on building a base for the future. Now this year, you have new opportunities for relationships, for career, for finance, and of course for social life. Okay, this year is a year of opportunity, but it must be enjoyable, so you must make choices that bring change and freedom. Be loose and free this year. Move away from old habits and ideas, but be constructive. Don't get bogged down in details, as this will only hold you back. The 5 personal year, it gives you insight into the person you are becoming, but it may also bring change in home, work, or family situations. Take advantage of all the changes that come your way. Find the fun in them, and you will carry the effects for many years to come. Now, if your personal year number is a 6 for 2025, then your emphasis for the year would be on relationships. And I mean all kinds of family relationships and people close to you in both community and romantic relationships. Okay, so we're not just talking about the romantic, we're talking about all relationships. You need to concentrate on developing relationships and being of service to others without becoming a doormat for people. 2025 is a good year to build new connections of all kinds, but it will be particularly good for those of you who are looking for new romance or to progress your relationship with a current partner. This is a good year all around for romance, and the more affection you give, the more you will receive. Emotions are a key ingredient for 2025 for my sixes, and you'll need to accept a slower pace of life, especially around other aspects of life outside of the home or domestic situation. Don't get frustrated about demands on your time and money. Those things will always be in the background, and they shouldn't cause you to take your eye off of the ball when it comes to relationships. Now, if you're a 7 personal year for 2025, okay, your 7 personal year is an opportunity to turn your attention and focus inwards. Previous years gave you an opportunity to balance personal and business relationships, but this year you need to concentrate on personal and spiritual development. Everything this year is happening inside of you, so your focus for 2027 is to get to know the person you are developing into. This year will give you the opportunity to gain a better understanding of yourself outside of all of the responsibilities that have become a huge part of your life. Now, this year won't be outstanding as regards outside development, like career or family, but it's more of a slow progression to getting to know yourself and the path you want to take spiritually going forward. This year is a year of learning, of studying, of teaching, writing, discovery. It's about spiritual or religious understanding. 2025 is a year about developing your personal wisdom and developing clarity of your place in the world. But also be mindful of your health and don't ignore your body or the signs that it's giving to you. Now, if you're an 8 personal year for 2025, this will be a year of major developments in all areas of your life. This is the year where you reap all the benefits of all the hard work that you've put in over the last 7 years. Okay, all of your learning and development pays off in spades this year. Now, this of course depends on the level of work, development and patience that you've exercised over the past 7 years. Now, for those of you who have been waiting for development in career, your patience and hard work will pay off this year. And the chances of you having the position you've been working towards by the end of 2025 are greatly enhanced. Don't be emotional or sensitive about decisions or changes this year. Embrace changes as you've earned them. Now, you may feel a little lonely or isolated during 2025, okay? And that's because you're developing into your own authentic self. And you will feel a need to do this without the influence of others. Therefore, you may pull away from some of those closest to you this year. Relationships aren't ending, you're just working, you're working alone really. And by the time you get to the end of 2025, you will feel the benefit of this isolation and you will look towards 2026 with more optimism and a sense of community that you felt was missing for most of this year. And finally, my 9s, okay? And if you have a 9 personal year in 2025, this is going to be amplified by the energy of the 9 universal year that everyone is experiencing. And while this is a time of release for everyone, you are being asked to be very conscious of the decisions you are making towards a better and more positive future. You've previously been held back by insecurities that you've carried with you. So while everyone is purging material items that are no longer serving them, you need to ensure that you're also purging anything emotional that you've been carrying for too long. And if you continue to carry these issues past this year, they will become increasingly difficult to leave behind. If you're in the 9 personal year, don't start anything in 2025 that has long-ranging consequences, anything such as marriage or a new business, anything like that. Because anything started this year is likely to be unsuccessful and it's more likely to end prematurely. Okay, I'm not saying don't marry the person you're with, I'm just saying maybe wait until next year. This year will be a year of drama and emotion. Despite this, you need to show your compassionate side, even though you may not feel that compassion is being returned to you. Okay, and there you have it, guys. So many aspects to be conscious of this year, but the important thing for everyone is to put yourself first. Let go of anything negative that you're still carrying and prepare yourself for the new opportunities and challenges that will absolutely come in 2026. So with that, I wish you all a happy new year. And I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you in the next episode of Life After Life. So please subscribe on whatever channel that you're watching on, be it on my Patreon or be it on Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you're listening. Please subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And I will see you in the next one. So until then, take care and stay safe.
Discussing everything